Okay. So two criterias you need to follow. One is attendance. The another one is your assessment score. If you get these two things, then you will be getting a certificate. Otherwise, you will not be qualified for the certification. That too, in the assessment, you need to get a the exact mark which we are approaching. Example, the qualification mark will be around 75 to 80. Okay, that is a maximum. Sorry, the minimum will be the 75. Okay, so you should get a 75 to 80. That is compulsory. Clear, guys? And for the 1 minute, let me show it in the PPT itself. So the first one is your certification. For certification, you need to give your attendance with a good percentage. And the second thing is your assessment score. Okay. So both will be evaluated, the attendance and the assessment score. The attendance should be above 80 percentage. Okay. You should not put any leave. Okay. You need to give your attendance on daily basis. The first 3 days I will be evaluating you guys. Like how many students are attending regularly on these 3 days. I'll be putting them into the LMS portal. Okay. So LMS portal is nothing but learning management system. Okay. So here in EduNet Foundation, we have a LMS. So that what this is actually, this LMS is will have all the details of yours. Example, suppose let's consider you're approaching for any kind of internship through EduNet Foundation. Then how we will get your database? We'll be getting a database from our portal, that is from our LMS. Clear? So what you guys to do? So if you want to get into this LMS portal, we will be taking a 3 days of time. Okay, we'll be checking how the students are attending regularly on the 3 days. If they are attending on the 3 days regularly, then we will be including you in the LMS. Otherwise, we will consider you as a dropout. Clear? And the assessment score, assessment you have baseline, and the other one is a final assessment. So both should be completed from your end. So actually, we for a baseline, you have a stipulated time to complete it. Okay. So if you are not completing or if you are exceeding the time which we have given, then that is not also valid again. Okay. So please remember, I will give all the instruction in the WhatsApp group. And if you have any sort of questions or doubts, you can contact me. So my number in the WhatsApp group, right? You can contact me. And and regarding this LMS, once you get the LMS portal, I request my students to update their profile. Okay, example, whatever the skills you have. Example, you may know some languages before, right? So you can mention that languages in the updated profile, and you can upload your images in the updated profile. And also, whatever the details it is asking, like CGPA, and if you done any kind of projects, you can also upload that as well in the LMS. Clear? In the LMS only, you can see the update profile option and assessment options, and you will have all the documents. Document in the sense, we'll be having a PPTs, which we are taking in the session, and you'll be having a handbook for your reference. And then we will be also importing the recording session. I am recording the session, right? So we can also, you can also see it on the LMS itself. Okay. And apart from this, These will be included in the recording session. Okay, now you guys would have understood. So what to do for certification and what to do for what to do in the LMS, right? So the next thing is, so what about the daily session? So what will you guys learn? So anyone knows what you are all going to learn on this course? What are the topics or anything you know already? If you know already, you can just put a message. Do you have any idea? Like your senior might give you some kind of idea, like how the program will be, right? So what are the different topics or the things you're going to learn? Okay, great. Shifa. All right. So this time, uh, actually, this time we are not only going to teach you, you also going to do some self practice on your home. That is interesting, right? So see here. So in the PPT, I'll be explaining, and the hands-on will be taken care of me on the daily basis. That is we'll call it as a hands-on or lab exercises or lab activities, whatever. Okay. So this I will be taking care of. And the next one is about the students. So students should complete all your, the self practice activities which I'm going to give on a daily basis. Okay. Self practice exercise. It's like a homework. Okay. You should um, take your system. So I hope everyone is having your own laptop, or you might have your system, right? Everyone is having desktop. I hope everyone is having yes or no. Just give thumbs up or say yes or no. That's enough. Yes, no. So why I'm just giving all this instruction is because guys, once we complete the certification, everyone will be eager to get a certificate and the placements, right? So if the students get disappointed, they don't even know why they missed this opportunity. For that reason, I'm just telling you what are the steps we need to follow. Okay. Okay. So some of them have answered. Thank you, Nahendra and Shifa. Thank you. Okay. So and the second thing is, if it comes to an internship, the students sometimes they in the third years and the second years they also get a internships. So what happened is they miss the internship. They will be a good knowledge, but still they are not getting a they are not able to apply through the EduNet Foundation. So that will be the problem. Okay. So please update your profile and consistent about your assessments. You should get good scores. That is very mandatory. And apart from this, I think you can do it. And next one is your self practice. Once the session got over at 6 o'clock, I'll be sharing you the self practice exercise for your home. Okay. So now you guys understood what is certification and LMS and about the process of the program. So how we are going to do the regular basis of exercise. And the third one is what are the topics you are going to learn? Anyone knows through this foundation program what are the different topics you are going to learn? It is very very important topics which we have designed for the students for the foundation program. No one? Okay, here like Linux will be there. And once Linux is completed, We'll be learning about the front end part, like HTML, CSS, and JS concepts. And then we'll be getting into the, you know, the programming, that is programming languages. Programming language in the sense, two things is very, very important. It's booming, right? Java and Python. We will be learning that. And finally, the very important one, which is required today. So all the developers who's working in the industries, most of them are, are required, or, from the industries, they are requiring some cloud ideas, right? Cloud computing ideas. So you're going to experiencing the things in the real time. Okay. So there are different cloud computing are there, but here we will use our portal. Okay. So these are the topics you'll be learning from this program. And after all the PPTs, you will be having a quizzes. So please be ready. Yes. 1 minute, guys. I'll be taking the attendance at somewhere around 5:50. Okay. So 1 second. Let me 1 second, guys. Okay. So today's topic, which we are going to learn about, is basics of working with a Linux operating system. Okay. Okay. So basics of working with a Linux operating system. Okay. So this is the today's PPT which we are going to learn. And what are the learning objectives? First is we need to know what is operating system and what is Linux operating system. So in operating system, we have multiple things, right? So what is specifically, we will learn about Linux operating system, Linux kernel, and a basics Linux commands and shell scripting. Okay. And so these are the, pictures. Let's see who's going to answer. Okay. So here you can see the computer servers and Android phones and supercomputers, IoT devices. Can you find any similarity in this? Can you guys tell me any similarities on this that is in from the picture? So you can tell me whatever which is comes to your mind. Oh, I'm sorry. One second. Is it visible now? Is it visible now? Vishnu. Okay, okay. Thank you, ma. Okay. So now you can see the picture, right? Do they anything in common here? Do they have anything in common from this picture? Any guesses? If the answer is yes, means you can give what a special similarity it has. Okay, processor, data. Okay. Actually, if you see, uh, mostly this was developed by a Linux-based operating system. Okay. So if you consider about the server, okay, do you know the Linux is a dominant choice for the server environment, right? So if you know this particular Linux, you will be getting a good packages in your future. I'm talking about, right? So because of moreover, many of them don't understand so how to work on with the Linux operating system. It is very easy and common for the user to work with Windows. Windows OS is very easy, right? When we compare with the Linux distributions. So, in 70 to 80 percentage of servers, it's being used by this Linux operating system. So, and if you're thinking about the supercomputing, then over 90% of supercomputers and high performing computer devices use the Linux based operating system. Okay, this goes on like this. So this is a simple, idea about why we are going to learn about Linux operating system. You can see IoT, IoT devices is also using a Linux operating system. Now we will just come to a little bit a theory part of a small intro about the introductions about the operating system. Okay, so you can see in the image like how the process is going to be. The operating system, it is acts as an interface, right? So between what? So operating system it is being an interface between whom? So operating system is going to be an interface between two different things. What it is? So some slides will be, like a theory part. Once it is done, we will be getting into one. Today we will learn about the practical hands-on related to how we can install the virtual machine box on your PC. Okay, using that, we'll give some comments. Okay, I got one answer from Patan. Thank you. So actually, it is acts as an interface between a computing hardware components and the user. Okay. So okay, we understood like it is a interface between the computer hardware components and the user. Okay, between the user and the hardware, it is being in a interface, right? And what are the performance it is going to do in an operating system? So what it is going to perform? So it is between the user and the hardware. And what is the functionality of this OS? Actually, this performs a file management, process management, memory management, handling the input and output devices, which we don't know, but it is doing it the backend, and also help us to communicate with the computer without us having a knowledge of computer language. So we don't know actually. We are learning about the things, so we understand some things, right? But who's new to the system? So they don't know the computer language. They can also even communicate with the computer easily. So I have a laptop. I purchase a laptop without the OS. Whether I'm able to do any manipulations or performance over there? Definitely not, right? I cannot do anything. I cannot communicate with a computer. I can sit and I can speak, but it will not. So using a keyboard, we need to give some functionality. Am I right? So that is performed using a OS. So these are the some of file managements we have. Okay. So we understood like what is OS. Now, what is operating system management task? So in the last slide, I have shown you like what the just the output of it. But here we can understand. So what will be the other task to be performed? So the task is like process management, memory management, device management, file management, storage management, user interface management, security management, job accounting management. Example, guys, if you are, you may think, who is going to ask this question? Example, if you get an opportunity to work in a Ubuntu, okay, or Linux, a platform, a Linux distribution platform, whatever the platform is going to be. These are the some basic questions they will asking you. So from the starting point itself, they can judge you. So how your knowledge is going to be. Okay. So so these are the different tasks it is going to perform. So imagine your computer is like a big and busy playground, and the operating system like is a playground manager. Okay. So and if you talk about the traffic control, the OS make sure that the different programs. Okay, just understand. So whatever the system it is going to be. Okay, so the OS is going to handle some traffic control. How it does mean handled? The OS makes sure that the different programs and the apps take turns using the computer resources like swings and slides. So this way, no one hogs the everything. Okay, and organizing the stuffs, it is very easy using this OS and security guards, and we can talking translators, updates and cleaning it. So these and all it is automatically doing. So if you go to your Windows, right, let's take a common thing instead of going to an Linux, because we are talking about OS only, right? So if you take about your system, so whatever the system is going to be, but sometimes it will asking you to update some versions of any particular app, or you can take any particular, you can consider like Windows Defender. Okay, if the Windows Defenders need some update, in you will be getting a notification from your Windows settings, right? So it will ask you to update it. So same wise. So here also for the OS, using a OS will be getting updates, and it also cleaning up the junk files. And user helpers. So user helpers in the sense it helps you the computer user by showing up things to the screen, right? And taking your commands and making sure you have a good time on the playground and the computer. So that's how it is performing. So now we will come to one by one. So how the process is going to be. First, when we talk about this process management. So what do you think if a process management, so what is the process is going to be? Can anyone tell me like what the process is going to be? What process management? If I get some any inputs from you guys. I can see some of the students are leaving and joining. So please be consistent. If there is an internet connection problem, I can understand. But otherwise, uh, please be connected. Okay. A specific task. Exactly, Naresh. You're right. So what it do is actually whatever another one answer, managing the software processing, the command by the users. Okay. So what happened is once we get the our new laptop, what we will do, we will be managing the size, right? We will be ordering the task like Example, so this particular drive is going to this particular size, right? So this is how the process management is doing. So what it will do is it will involve putting the task in order and padding them into a manageable size before they go to the CPU. Aligning of task. Yes, good, Rahul. Yes, next is memory management. I'm getting some answers. Really good, guys. Okay. What is memory management? So memory management means coordinating a data to and from the RAM. So what is the full form of RAM? So everyone knows, right? What is the full form of RAM? Actually, this memory management is going to coordinate the data to and from RAM. Yes, random access memory, right? So from or to a random access memory, it will determine the necessity of a virtual memory. So whatever example, whatever the data which we are creating, so that. And device management. Device management, it provides an interface between the connected devices. Okay, for example, I'm connecting my port or I'm connecting some other devices on my system, then the device management is happens. And file management, like organization storage or retrieving or naming or sharing or protections of file. So that is called as a file management. And storage management, it directs a permanent data storage. Okay. And user interface management, this allows you to communicate with your computer. Okay. So that is a, so how it happens, user interface management. So you also heard, you would have heard about this word like compilers, interpreters. Yeah, it also sees to coordination and assignments of the compilers and interpreters and other, software resources for the of various users of computer system. And security management protects the data. So whatever we are giving, against the malware threat and the unauthorized access. So it is protecting the data. And job accounting. Job accounting means it's keep a track of time and resources used by the various job and users. Okay. So these are all the tasks which is managed by this operating system. And what are the different types of operating systems we have? That's so interesting, right? You can see the names like um, for desktop. What are the different OS we have? I want the answers from you guys. What are the different OS we have for desktops? Okay, thank you. Windows, Mac, next. Okay, great. Okay. Actually, this desktop operating system we have like Windows and like Parrot OS. Okay, okay. Next, and offers the various versions with the different features and capabilities will be there. For Windows, if you consider, there are different versions are there. So apart from the syllabus, I can ask you one question. Can anyone tell me the version, the latest versions of Windows product? Because everyone is using Windows product, right? So I want some answers from you. Like what is the latest versions of Windows which we are, which is up to date? Windows 11. Okay. Okay, so with the major release, we have this Windows 11, so which is going successfully, right? Is a we can take the latest version of this, 2023. So 11. So in 11, we have multiple updates will be there. Am I right? So actually, I got some answer like Windows 11, 12. So 12, if you see, is a potential futures and it is updated. But for the Windows 10, but it is expected to be released in 2000, by the upcoming year. Okay, in 2024, they might get released. Okay. Yeah, thanks for your answers, guys. Now let's come to the Linux. Now, so Linux, first I will I'll tell you about what is Linux. So Linux is an open source operating system, and actually the kernel that serves a basis for many different distributions that cater to a different user preference and needs. Okay. And okay, now we have completed about this desktop operating system. And what about mobile OS? Mobile OS. So I know the answers, what you're going to answer. So what is mobile OS? Mobile. So everyone is using. Yes, exactly. Android, iOS. Okay. iOS. Okay. Okay. What about iPod? iPod touch devices. So that is comes under the iOS, right? Yes. Great. Great. And let's talk about the server operating system. So anyone knows about server operating systems? So many servers run various distributions due to their because of their stability, security, and customizability. Okay, so examples include like, so I just want to get some answers from you. Server operating systems, server OSs. I need some answers of Linux distributions. OS. Okay. Is Linux distributions any idea? Ubuntu, yeah, wonderful. Ubuntu, Ubuntu server, and CentOS, Red Hat Enterprises Linux, right? So Red Hat is really a popular one, right? Red Hat Enterprises Linux, and we have something called as Windows Server. So like this, we have multiple a server operating system. And when it's come to an embedded, so embedded a little bit difficult to answer for you. So let me tell you. The embedded operating system, we have something like RTOS, real-time operating system. Actually, these are used in embedded system where the tasks need to be executed with a specific time constraint. Example like free RTOS or QNX, like that. And also we have something called that embedded Linux. So, and when we talk about a real-time OS, real-time OSs, these are designed for the system where a real-time processing is crucial, such as is- I can hear some noise. If you have any question, you can ask me. Otherwise, please be on mute. Okay. Okay. So real-time operating system. So real-time operating system. So these are guys. Who's that? Please be on mute, ma. Okay. So real-time operating system. So these are, designed for a systems where the, real-time processing is crucial then they will be using this. Okay, so this is such as industrial automations, robotics, and aerospace's application. For that particular, we are going for this real-time operating systems. Okay, example, I can say like including VxWorks and Echoes. Okay, then what is a mainframe operating system? Mainframe is like IBM Xeos is designed for mainframe computers. So again, this is to for the high performance and reliability. We are going for a different operating system. That is the special thing, and the special purpose operating system is what we have like Chrome OS. Chrome OS is developed by the Google. Actually, it's designed for the lightweight laptops called Chromebooks. Okay, and relying heavily on the cloud-based applications, a special purpose operating system. Okay, and then kiosk OS. So this operating system is designed for a self-services. Okay, like ATM. ATM machines, right? So there also they have installed OS. So like kiosks OS. Clear, everyone? So I hope everyone understood what are the different types of OS and what are the examples for it and why we are going for this operating system. Now we are just having a footprint on this Linux. Like what is Linux? So this is a very theory part, like what is Linux and what is the history of it. Let's have some point or a hint about what is Linux. Linux OS is free and open source and behaves like a Unix like operating system. Okay, and Linux was conceived and created in 1991. Okay, this is created by 1991 by Linus Torvalds for his i30, 386 based PC. And Linux was adopted as a kernel for GNU operating system, which was created as a free replacement for Unix. Okay, before knowing about the future, there is feature. Anyone knows what is the difference between like Linux and okay, let's talk about what's the difference between Windows and Linux. Can anyone tell me like what is the difference between can I get some answers like what will be the difference? Linux is the open source, okay. Windows is the paid version. Yes, exactly. That's a nice answer. Apart from that, Linux is more secure. Yeah, exactly. So it is more secure than the. Sorry, ma. Someone was saying something, but I can't hear you. If you want, you can just repeat it. Yeah. Yes, Bharat, it is command and Purapsla, but Linux is very secure. Okay, Windows is better than Linux, man. Yes, but yes, you're right, Mohammed. But it does depend. Some developers who's working in the real time, they are not using Windows. They mostly go with Ubuntu and other Linux distribution. They feel good. Really, they are using it. If you go for a work also, just guys, you will be learning some the advanced course on the next year, coming year. But why we are giving this course for you is sometimes they are asking the students to work in the Linux distribution also. They are that criteria also has been included. Linux is better than Windows 9. Yes. So once you work on the Linux distributions, you don't like to work with Windows. Really, I'm saying. So it is easy to work with Windows, but something you feel good when you work with Linux distributions. Okay, so let's have some discussion about what is Linux and Windows. Linux is a open source operating system. Okay, and Windows are the not open source operating system. Why? Why it is not a open source? Why is not a open source Windows? What we need? So we need to purchase it, right? So using one particular thing, we can open the OS, Windows OS. What is that? Anyone knows? So actually, if I install Windows on my PC also, but it's a crash version, okay, that is okay. But if I'm doing it for my, okay, let's consider you are doing your own business, okay, and you purchased a Windows, and that is going to be valid for some 10 count of employees. And how you will be get activated? How you will activate the system in a Windows OS? I'm asking. Windows is centralized one, okay. So there is something we have, right, to activate the product, Windows product. What it is? Any guesses? Actually, we need a product key, right? So using a product key only, we are able to log into a Windows. So that will be valid for some time. That will be example. There are different, single language or some other, different things we have. So according to that, it get changed. Okay, so the number of employee count will get changed. Clear? Okay. And the Linux is a free of cost. And while we go to our Windows, it's costly. And if you use a Linux, then the case sensitive, the file names are case sensitive. So you have to give the same. But if you consider with the Windows, it is a case insensitive. Okay. And if you take Linux is more efficient and more secure than the Windows. So that is also a valid point. So these are the difference I can say for Linux and Windows. So now can I get some answers for what's the difference between Unix and Linux? Unix and Linux. Everything you have to get into your mind. Okay, it's not like just we are explaining the things and we should not forget the things the same place. Okay, just to be interactive so that it will help at some time in your interview. So Linux is the open source. Okay, what about the Unix then? Okay, okay, first let me tell you, this Linux which we talking, right? So Linux is an operating system. Okay, it was developed by Linux, right? But when you talk about this, Unix is a portable, and it will do some multitasking and bug fixing, multi-user operating system, and it was developed by AT&T. Okay, it was developed by AT&T. Unix for high-end computer. Okay, thank you, Ram, for the answers. Okay, and I'm just giving a brief and a glimpse about this Unix. Okay, this Unix is a portable and it will doing a multitasking and bug fixing and multi-user operating system. Pingla, this is a multi-operating system and which was developed by AT&T. And also it started in one-man venture under the initiative of Ken Thompson of Bell Labs. And it is used in the web servers, Unix. Especially I'm talking about Unix. Okay, this is was it is used in web servers, workstations, and PCs, and many business applications are accessible on it. Clear? And if you compare both of this, okay, when you compare of both of this, Linux was developed in 1990s and it was Unix was developed before Linux itself. It is in 1970. Okay, and if you see the large number of number of programmers work together online to its contributes to its development. And Unix was developed, for a different commercial vendors. After this, Unix is more helpful for the commercial vendors and non-profit organizations are using this Unix platform. Yes, great guys. I'm getting a lot of answers from you. It's really good. Yes, Unix is used in server system, mainframes, and home and computers used to interact with the Unix operating systems. Okay. And when we talk about the licensing, uh, you know, Unix we already know it is an open source software and we can use it freely without any licensing fees, right? But when it comes to Unix, it's proprietary um, operating system. So meaning it requires a license to use. We need a license for this Unix to use. So that is a main part. And both have a similar designs, but or less complex. If you compare with a Unix, so Linux is less complex, and that's all. So that is all the simple difference between this one, Linux and Unix operating system. Okay, so now uh so now let's move on to the next slide. So Linux features. What are the Linux features we have? Okay, so let's discuss about the Linux features. The first is Unix like kernel. So first one is Unix like kernels, open source, preemptive, multitasking, portable, and security. So just to confirm what's okay. So first is let's talk about Unix like kernel. So what is Unix like a kernel? So Linux is a unique clone. Okay, Linux is actually Unix was developed first in 1970s before the Linux developed. So Linux was developed in 1990, right? And in 1990 it was developed by Linus Torvalds, and that was the Unix was developed by AT&T. Okay, and it was somewhat behaves like a Unix. The Linux behaves like a Unix, but it does not contain its code. It does not contain any code which is in the Linux. Okay, it is entirely different. Okay, let's talk about the open sources. So this is open source, which we also discussed. It's available freely and for enhancing the capability of Linux OS. And what is called as preemptive multitasking. Preemptive multitasking is a task in which the computer OS uses some criteria, okay, to decide how long to allocate to any one task before giving the another task to turn. So it is just a in the word itself you can identify like multitasking. So how the multitasking is going to perform. So first task, how long it is going to take, and once it completes, the other task will get ready, right? It goes on like this. And what is portable? Portable means it can perform at different types of hardware, and kernel of Linux supports installation of any types of hardware environment. Okay, this it is going to support on any kind of hardware environment. So in the picture, we have gone through right the scenarios, different images. Like see, computer servers and for supercomputer, IoT device. That's what they are saying. It's a portable. It will install. We can support or we can install this Linux on any particular hardware environment. Okay, and what's called security. Linux OS facilitates security system with the help of various features of authentication, such as a controlled access to specific files, or password protection, or data encryptions can be done. Okay, so these are the some Linux features. Now, this is going to be an architecture. Okay, hardware layer we can understand. What is called kernel? What is kernel, guys? What is kernel?
Operating system.
Okay, it's a operating. You're saying like it's an operating system, right? Brilliant. Okay. Okay, let's discuss whatever. Okay, correct. Out of OS, Vishnu. Okay, let me give you an elaboration, because guys, sometimes you might not understand. So what are the different layers are there? You can tell the answers, but it should be proper, right? So let me elaborate it. So what is hardware layer first? The hardware layers means it is we are talking about several peripheral devices like CPU or hard disk drive or RAM. So these are all called as a hardware layers. Okay, and what is called kernel? So kernel is a second layer. So kernel is a one of the core section of this operating system. Okay, it is going to take a responsible for each of the major actions which is going to perform on the Linux operating system. So this is going to that's what the Vishnu also told, like it is a heart of the OS. Okay, and this contains distinct types of modules and cooperates with underlying hardware directly. So this kernel is also responsible for preventing and mitigating the conflicts between the different processes. So this is entirely done by a kernel. Now we will talk about the shell. What is shell? What is called shell? And also I give an elaboration of what it is going to be. Okay, so let me check. What's some answers? Central component of operating system that manages. Okay, I'm just now I'm asking about this one, shell. So later we will give a discussion and elaborate about this kernel. So primary interface between the hardware and the process of a computer. Okay. Actually, you are somewhat correct, Venkatesh. But what is the thing is the this shell is an interface, okay, among the kernel and the user, not between the hardware and the process of a computer. Okay. Okay, you were talking about the kernel. Sorry. So now I will tell you the answer about the shell. Okay, shell is nothing but it is going to be an interface among the kernel and the users. Okay, and how the shell is going to be, how the value is going to be. It's like a it's like an interpreter, command line interpreter. Okay, the shell will be like a command line interpreter, and this is which are we can use it like a graphical shells, or even we can use it with a command line shells. Okay, and utility programs. Utility program means it is responsible for doing a specialized level and individual activities. It provides a functionality of operating system to the user. So for that reason, we are going with a utility. So now we will have some elaboration about this kernel now. Okay, this is the central component of OS. Actually, this manages the operations of a computer and the hardware. Okay, It actually basically manage the operation of memory and CPU times. So that is its work. What it's going to do? It's going to manage the operations of a memory and the CPU time. Okay, this kernel acts as a bridge between what? Application and data processing. And now, like there are some objectives like why we need to go for this kernels. First one is to establish the communication between the user level applications and the hardware. That's why we are going for this kernel. And the second is to decide the state of incoming process. Okay, which is going to perform next. The process, that process decision will be taken by the kernel and to control the disk managements. Okay, and for to control the memory management, to control the task management, that's all done by this kernel. Okay, so if you get this question in an interview, you can say it's a central component of OS that manages the operation of a computer in the hardware. Clear? An example, there are different types of kernels also there, like a monolithical, and we have something like, micro kernel. There are so many, there are, different examples we have. I'll give you one simple example for this kernel for monolith. So actually, it is one type of kernel where all the operating services operates in a kernel spaces. Okay, it it has a huge lines of code, which is really complex. If you use monolithical kernel, example, I can give you the example like Unix, Linux, Opet PMS, and XTS 400. So these are all called as a monolithical kernel. And when we talk about the microkernel, you know, it is more stable with the less services in a kernel space. So that is called as a microkernel. From the name itself, you can identify micro. Okay. And it puts a rest in the user space. It uses in a small OSs. If it comes to a small OS, then we can go with a microkernel. Guys, give me 1 minute. Okay, guys. So next one is like we have something called as the other kernels types also there, like hybrid kernel, something like that. Okay, next. So yes, for a shell also, I want to give you some, elaborations of what is called as, this one, shell scripting or shell. So we'll see it in the, upcoming slides. Okay. So now, what is the history of Linux? The first Linux code was released in 1991. Okay. And 1992 and 1993, it goes on like till 2011. They have imported like what are the different, things has been involved. So it is in the different stages like Red Hat goes public, and Linux appears on the cover of a Business Week. And Linux distributions, these are the different Linux distributions we have. Anyone use this, any of this OS on your real-time experience? Guys, we have a session till 6 o'clock, okay? I can see some of them are leaving the session. Yes, Linux distribution. So anyone used any kind of, okay. So first is Ubuntu, Debian, and Fedora, Kali, Linux, and Arch Linux, and Raspberry Pi OS. So now we will get into an initializing the Linux on the virtual box. Everyone is having your system now. Everyone is using your system. Have you logged into your system or not? What I'm asking is, I'm going to share you the link. Okay, do it along with me so that it will easy for you. Okay, okay, great. I got one answer from one student. What about others? If you having, give thumbs up. That's enough. If you feel like not answering me, just give me a thumbs up. Let me tell you what are the different steps we need to follow. Okay, guys, great. Actually, I already installed on my PC. Okay, so what I will do is I will give you the steps and I will tell you how you have to do. Okay, you do it on your system because it will take some time. Once you install also, you have to restart your PC. Okay, let me give you the instructions. So actually, for this one, for this particular process, we need to install two things. Okay, one is Oracle VirtualBox. The other one is you need to download the Ubuntu. Okay, let me first show you how you can download. So here you need to type Oracle VirtualBox. Click on this. So after this, you need to click on Windows host. So it is starting downloading. So I'm stopping it because I already have it on my system. So what I will do is let me share it. Let me put it in the chat box. If anyone is facing like you're not able to get the link through this chat box, please let me know so that I can share it in the WhatsApp group as well. Just click on the link. Screen, ma'am, not screen share, ma'am. I think my screen is visible to everyone. This kindly confirm me. My screen is not visible to you, apart from Naresh. Okay, okay, my screen is visible. Actually, Naresh, I think what you can do is just log out and log in again. Just leave the meeting and join again. Or you can try it from the different browser. Wait a minute. Let me also show you the steps to do because I already installed this on my PC. That's why. So these are the steps you need to follow. So once you download the link, okay, once you download this link, it will take some time to download. The next one is, the first one is we have downloaded the virtual box, okay, and the second link is for to download the Ubuntu iOS, sorry, ISO. So second link, just click on. So this is to download the ISO. Okay, so is anyone have downloaded, the download has been completed for anyone for the Oracle VM virtual box? Can anyone share your screen if possible? Anyone who's doing on your system, I can help you with that. Is there anyone is ready to share your screen? Please let me know. I can help you so that we can easily showcase to all of your friends how we can do it. Yes, yes, sure, Patan. So very easy step, ma. Patan, you have to download. So I'm sharing the link again. Okay, just click on this link, the virtual box link. Okay, once you click on it, it will open this page. Here you need to choose a Windows host. The option you need to choose is Windows host. Okay, choose this. So it will automatically get downloaded on your PC. Now it's downloading. Great. Is everyone done with the Oracle Virtual Box? So everyone is on the same page? Okay, great. Okay, great. So now the next step is downloaded, completed. Okay, can anyone show me your screen, ma? So it will be easy for me to help you with this. Because after the virtual box, you need to download the Ubuntu because it will take some time for the Ubuntu download. Ubuntu will take some time to download this link. The second link, you need to click on this. So if you click on this link, so just go to the Ubuntu homepage. So here you will have a download Ubuntu. If you click on this, it will start to download. It will start to download the Ubuntu. Is there anyone ready to share your screen? Because there are some certain steps to be followed, and make sure you're having a free space in your Windows C. If you actually in my in my drive, see here. So yesterday it was full. Okay, even it's not downloading. What it is showing, ma? Do you are you getting any error message? Actually, everyone is downloading from the PC, right? No, you actually, guys, you have to download it from your PC, that is from your desktop. Then only it will work. Which version you can choose the latest version. Um, you can choose this one, 22.04.3 LTS. You can select this. Okay, this version you can select. Yes, yes, you can download this. Patan, correct. We don't have a PC or laptop, ma'am, Venkatesh. The starting of the session, I asked you, right? Like, okay, no issues, guide. I think you get an opportunity to work the lab exercise on your colleges, right? So at that time, you can utilize this. It's of 4.7 GB size. Yeah. For virtual box also, you need some spaces, right? So totally, yesterday, you know, I was installing on my PC. After a long time, I was installing in my PC. So it was asking a free space of 8 GB in a C drive because the program files will get stored over there, right? Hmm. Can practice on your this one. But if it comes to mobile, we don't have any other option. If it is a space problem, I can also give you one more option. Like can here we have like Windows subsystem for Linux. This is also you can use for the Linux commands. Here, how to register, ma'am? You don't want to register anything, Naresh. It will not ask you to register anything. You can directly go. It will ask, but you don't want to register anything. It will go to the desktop. Ubuntu desktop. Naresh, I think you were asking about this Ubuntu registration, right? Or if or you're trying to ask about the LMS. Yes, Kashifa is okay, great. Can you share your screen? I hope you are using your system. Are you using your laptop? Thank you so much. Yeah. Okay, I hope everyone can see her screen. So now just click on yes. Is it showing any error? Screen little bit, it's not clear. I think it is saying like there is no space, right? I'm not sure what is on your screen. Just click on next. Okay, I think you were getting some errors. So let me show you how the virtual box will be. So what you do, guys, we can skip the download and installation for some time. Okay, take your time. You have a time till tomorrow, 4 o'clock, till 4 o'clock, right? So you can just try on the time. If you face any difficulties in between, you can just put a message to me. I will help you with that. So now this is a Oracle VM virtual box. Okay. So that's what you have downloaded. Once you downloaded, you need to put that Ubuntu OS inside this virtual machine. Okay. I'm just selecting on the start Ubuntu. See, it is, I hope my screen is visible to everyone, right? My screen is visible to everyone. Can you see the virtual machine? Can you see the virtual box? Okay, okay, great. So here I have imported the iOS into the virtual box, okay? Actually, while you are importing the Ubuntu on the virtual box, it will ask you the username and the password. Okay, here I have given the username to be Ubuntu P and the password is going to be my password. అయిపోయింది మేడం 1 minute guys. Okay guys, so this is the Ubuntu terminal. This is a virtual box. I hope everyone can see this. Can everyone can see this virtual Ubuntu? So this is the virtual box. Inside this I have installed the Ubuntu. It's asking first to install the Microsoft C++. No, I think you are choosing some different link. Okay, what you do is, Rahil, can you please share me the link? Just copy the link which you have downloaded. Okay, just put it in this chat box. Let me tell you what is the problem. Okay, guys. So here, I hope everyone is, can see the Ubuntu on my screen, right? How to import Ubuntu in a virtual box? Yes, yes. Let me tell you. Okay, guys, just follow the steps. Let me tell you after installing this virtual box, you know, you need to, you'll have an option called new. So see here, here you have an option called new. You need to select this new. Once you're done, you need to give, you don't want to specify anything. Just, you have to mention the size, memory size. In a normal way, like it consider its own MB. So you don't want to specify like 2048 is a default one. You can give it. And the file location will be asking. And once it is done, uh, like you can go to the next steps. Here you will be having a system options and the processor. Here also you don't want to do anything, guys. You can go to the next steps. Let me tell you the important step which you have to follow. Okay, so this is the step. Okay, what we will ask is you want to install or you want to create something. You need to say yes plus enter. Okay, and then sorry. Here it is asking like you need to choose like install Ubuntu. Once you install the Ubuntu, the steps you need to follow and normal installations. And you need to click on erase the disk and install Ubuntu and click on continue and locations. And here it will be asking for username and password. Okay, so actually, so here you are uploading the file. Okay, so once it is done, your Ubuntu virtual machine is ready. It is very easy steps. If you want, I can also share you the link. Okay, let me share you the link. It will be easy for you to access. You can go through that website. Or else I can share you this procedure in a WhatsApp group. Clear? Referring link, let me check. So you can refer this link. So clear steps will be provided. Is pos.com. So these are the steps you need to follow. How to install Windows using the requirements. You can follow the steps. Okay, directly if you click on this link, it will be going. So this is the steps you need to follow. Okay, here in this option, it is asking for the ISO images. Okay, clear guys, everyone, just follow that steps. It is easy to install. Clear? So now, what's the time? It is at 5:50. Let me take the attendance. So before that, let's discuss about some commands which is using in the Linux. Let's discuss. So how we can go with. So first I'm going with the terminal. So this is the Ubuntu terminal. Okay, let me create some list of commands. If I want to see some list of files or folders which is in my PC, then what command I should use? ls. L will show the list of the this commands will show you the list of files in the folders in the current folder. Okay, and next is ls hyphen el. So let me increase it. ls hyphen el. So what this will show, to see the details like what is the file size, and you can see the permissions like whether it is for read or write, and how we can modify this particular files. So that the total things will be viewable using this lsl. And something called as cd. What is cd? Cd means changing the directory, right? I'm changing the directory to my desktop. So here you can see it is changed to my desktop directory. If I go and checks what are the list of files under my desktop, you can see like I've created examples.sh, a new file, a new folder is there. And let me create one file. If I want to create one file, how I can create the file? I can create a file. So let me give a name as my name. Okay, I can give some informations like welcome to EduNet Foundation. Happy learning. Okay. So after completing this, you need to press on Control D so that it will open the this path. Okay. So now to minimize, you can see one file has been created. So if I double click on this, or if I click on open, I can see whatever I have typed over there, it is viewable here. Clear? And like how we can also we can copy the file. So if I have a, let me check, I have another file, right? I have one file called new file w and the another file called ima. So I can also copy this file using a command called using a cat itself. How I can do that? So cat, and the first will be the source file and the another one will be the target file. Okay, so let me give us a source file, and the target file is going to be new file w. So here also you can see whatever I've typed over there, it is viewable here. Okay. So next is tag command. What is called TAC, tag command? So tag command is the reverse of the cat command. So it will, change all your output in a reverse order. So that is what a tag file. So let's see, I'm giving a tag to my file. So see, all the content has been reversed. It is in a reverse order. And the one another thing is like one you can think like only using this cat method, cat command, I can create the file and I can write the stuff. It is not only that, we can also use touch command to write things. Okay, you can also create using a touch command. So how we can do it? So you can create some directory. So if I want to create a directory, mkdir, and I'm giving a file name to be edunet. Okay. And once I give, I'm changing the directory to edunet. Okay. So now I'm creating a file. So touch. Okay. And I'm checking a list of files over there. I can see Uma A file is appearing in the screen. Okay, clear? And if you want to find the rights of that particular file, how you can check? List of, yeah. Okay, clear? So let me also later I will tell you like how you can work on this. And if you want to go back to your previous directory, what you can do is you can select on this. You can go back. Sorry, I want to be in a desktop now. So now, like how we can remove the files from our that is PC. If I don't want that file, so how I can delete it? So I can also delete. If I try to delete, like remove Uma from my file. So if I go and check the list of files, so it has been removed, right? So and something called as PS. What is called PS command? For handling the process running on your system. How the process is running, and each process is associated with the ID called PIID, which can be used for the various purposes, such as like terminating the process. So that is one example. Let's see how we can do it. Let me give us PS. So PID, TTY. PID means process ID, TTY is controlling the terminals associated with the process. So this is not that much important these days. So time means total CPU usage. There is no usage as of now. And command, name of the command that run the process. Okay. So these are the some example. And if example, the system cannot run just 2 to 3 processes, right? So to see all the process running by all the user, you can use PSAUX. Okay. I hope everyone is following what I'm saying. Yes, Boya Ranga, I think you raising your hand, ma. May I know what's the reason? What happened? Is everyone is following what I'm doing? Just give thumbs up or say yes or no. Can I get some response from you guys? So I will explain you each and everything again using the PPT. But today I just showcasing the some kind of practicals thing so that you can work it on your home. Clear, right, for everyone? And next one is called as PWD. PWD means a print working directory or current working directory. Okay. So let me give like PWD. What is the current directory? We are working in home, Ubuntu B, user, and desktop. Okay. So that is our current directory. If you are trying to remove the directory, yes, you can do it. So how you can remove the directories? Using a RMDAR. Okay. Likewise, how you did it using the this make directory, you can also easily do it. Okay. So next, I think we are running out of time. So let me explain you in the PPT now. So let me close this. So this is about what is Linux kernel. So kernel runs each processors and provides a system service to the processors and provide the protected access to the hardware to the processors. Okay. So that is about a Linux kernel and Linux file system. The kernel maintains a single hierarchy directory. Okay, structures to organize all the files in the system. So you can see like it is like a tree structure, right? So only one particular thing will be in a there is single hierarchy. So let me also tell you what it's going to be, like what are the file system which we are following. Okay, so here you can see the files is like bin and dev, home, mnt, root, temp, and variable, so boot, etc., lib file. So these are all the some Linux file system. So let's see it one by one, like how the things is going to perform. Okay, and so here you can see the important directories in the Linux file system. So there are several important directories that serves a specific purpose and hold the essential systems and user data. First one is root directory. Second one is this is a root directory. Okay. Second is a ping directory, and then X. So what is the root directory? What you will be having in? So this is actually a top level directory from which all other directories and the file branches out. Okay, it contains everything in the system. It's a primary purpose to provide a starting point for the entire file hierarchy. And what is this bin? Bin is a binary that is binary binaries. This directory contains essential system binaries, example executable files that are needed for the system to function, even during the single user mode or when other file system aren't mounted yet. So these binaries are critical for the basic system operations. And what is this etc? This etc is the system configuration files. This directory holds the configuration files for the system and various applications. Actually, it contains the settings that control how different softwares and services behave on the system. Okay. So from the name, you can just identify. But here, using the abbreviation, we can't just tell what it is. But by this definition, you can just understand like what all these directories are. And home is a user home directory. For me, what is a user home directory? While I'm doing on the virtual box, it is like Ubuntu B, right? Home Ubuntu B. And variable files will be saved here, like including the log files, temporary files, and spool directories for other that may can change frequently during the system operation. And what is called TMP, temporary files, is used to store a temporary files created by the various applications and user. Let's consider these files are typically removed when the system reboots. Helps to maintain the system cleaner. Yes, exactly. This will also be in the Windows also, right? So we have a temp files. If you are using large amount of data and you are running, there will be a temp files will be there, right? So we'll be clearing it. So same how here we have. And dev devices contains a special devices files that represents a physical and virtual device on the system. So actually this allows a program to interact with the hardware and perform the IO operation, input and output operations. Boot to boot the system. So that is a boot and opt is a directory is used for installing the optional or a third party software packages. And softwares installed here is usually a self-contained and does not integrate deeply into the system default directories. It's an optional software. So these are the different softwares we have. And next we also discussed about this. So I think we can discuss about this tomorrow. Okay, let me